This lady that is facing NDUTA, is she? Yeah, she's facing a death sentence in Vietnam today evening. Now, the reason why she's actually facing this crime, or rather this verdict, she was found with drugs. Now, she's a Kenyan actually. And I don't know what other people feel out there. If somebody is found with drugs, what would you think the sentence would be for them? Would they change in future? Or is this crime so bad that they just deserve death? You know, in Kenya, I don't think death sentence still applies because I actually, when I study, the last time it was applied, that's the times of Moi, and of course, not Moi actually, but Kenyatta. And there was a lady, not a lady, but a gentleman who was supposed to be killed, and he ended up in another country. Somehow, the government worked his way out. Now, I do not know about why it happens that in the Gulf, Vietnam particularly, it's so strict that when somebody is found with drugs, then they deserve a death sentence. Now, I hope you've seen this video. If you've not seen it, let's look here and see actually this lady. And many people are just praying, hoping that something will be done. Yeah, let's look here. Yeah, so it's a Swiss state anyway. I don't know if we have details about her family, her children. Does she have even children? Now somebody was like, okay, with this uchumi ya Kasongo, anything can happen. And another was like, oh, wale wanataka pesa, this is what they end up doing. And this is what touched me actually. The reason why I'm reacting towards this video is this sentiment that people are coming up with. Yeah, I know it's wrong to, you know, sell drugs, hoarding them, or whichever. Yeah, and drugs have a very tremendous effect on people, adverse effects. Sometimes we find people who turn up to be cabbage and they cannot function at all. We find others like crime sometimes is related to drugs, because when somebody takes drugs, it's very easy for them to do anything. They can rape, they can rob, they can, you know, they can do things that are beyond the normal human being. Drugs have also, I think, affected some economies because drug barons have a lot of money when compared to other people. So such people conduct black market businesses that do ruin the economy. And I think drugs have more impacts, even affecting mothers, affecting the body generally, the heart, our kidneys, and so much about ourselves health-wise. Drugs also, when they dominate in a society, literacy goes low, because if kids begin using them when they are young, of course they can't pursue education. They'll just be there and focus on that. Yeah. And when you look at communities where drugs have been used a lot, the reasoning, I don't know, the thinking, I don't know even how kids born out of those families where drugs are being used end up. Now, most drug barons, I'm not sure whether they use drugs. They tend to use it, but sell it, but they don't use it. In lower communities, that is where you find that somebody uses and sells. There's once I worked in an environment where people plant a lot of, we call it marijuana, and they could use and then sell also, because they were not very high class, they're just low, so I don't know. Now, when you look at these people, of course, they influence. And when you look at especially marijuana, a student comes to school taking it in 1 week or two, be sure 10 are recruited. And once they begin using, it's very hard to contain, or rather stop them from this. Drug abuse is real. And once people start using it, it's very difficult to abstain, or rather stay away from it. In fact, people become independent on it. Now, guys, what do you think about this lady? Because they are talking about UHURU having intervened in its case, and people are like, what about Kasongo? I don't know. what you feel about it. Is it genuine that we should involve our president in such matters, or just let it be? Yeah, so remember, whenever something happens and a citizen of a given country is mentioned, then the president or possibly individuals in that country who can intervene are expected to do so. So many people are hoping that maybe she will be given a chance to reform. I don't know whether it's possible, or do you feel that she should just be killed? I don't know what you feel. But there are so many reasons as to why death sentence was done away with. The first thing is that sometimes we execute people who are not the wrongs. Now, I've seen many situations in which you are traveling, and if you're given a bag by somebody, then you take it, you're gonna be in for it. Now, you can imagine such a situation. The real criminal will be out there continuing selling drugs, and that was just used as scapegoat, goes on to die. There is once I saw another truck from Tanzania. The people were selling tomatoes, They stuffed tomatoes and then they took a sack and placed in bang and then heaped in this vehicle. Now, the vehicle is arrested, and I don't know whether that driver was pretending or he was aware. He went saying that he did not know how this ended up in this vehicle. And of course, he was persecuted and arrested and is in jail currently. So these are things you should be aware as individuals. When you are traveling, let's say from abroad to here, or Arabic countries to here, or from here to Arabic countries, be sure, be sure to know what you're carrying. If anybody gives you a bag, don't allow it, because sometimes it will be a trap. And once you're found with it, they always say, ignorance is no medicine. Yeah, law is law. Yeah, so this is a very hot topic, and I don't know what will happen. We're just waiting. Let's see what will happen in the course of the day. But we wish all the best. We also wish that a second chance is given so that she reforms, and in case she was wrongfully judged, then at least she won't be, she won't die for somebody else's crime. Now, remember also death, when you do death sentence, it's like you're giving yourself that power that is supposed only to be God's power. Yeah, so, and what are we training people? Like, if you do wrong, then you should just die. Also, when you look at the aspect of society. Yeah, so there are many reasons as to why I don't really advocate for death sentence, and I would wish that there is another way out. To teach her lesson rather than making her die, because again, it makes people who conduct such cruel acts, especially murder, let's say this drug abuse and what have you, when they conduct such and they find you, they're very cruel at you, because they know once found it will end up in a do thing. So sometimes they can be very brutal with you. So bye-bye, and I hope that as we meet again, everything will be okay. I'm very happy with those who are subscribing. I'm almost reaching 2,000 subscribers. I'm grateful for you. You don't know what it means to do what you're doing. It's amazing. Content creation is not easy, but when you come in as audience, it becomes enjoyable. Bye-bye for now.